Dear students, today I am with you with the same topic, that is what is diaspora, but with different learning outcomes. Today at the end of the lesson, student will be able to write a paragraph on diaspora, and students will be able to complete a table taking information from the text, and students will be able to make a flowchart based on this text. Okay, dear students, in my previous class we have read the text what is diaspora, and I gave you three homeworks. I hope you have done these. Okay, dear students, one of these homeworks there was one topic to write a summary of the text. I think you have been able to write the summary. In this connection, I like to give you a clue. Okay, in case of writing a summary, at first we can write a topic sentence like the text is about, or the text focuses on the term diaspora. Then we can give the definition of diaspora, that means what we got, or what is diaspora, or what does diaspora mean. And then you can write the different names of diasporas of the history, and at last you will write the causes of different diasporas. Then you will get a very good summary. Okay, now how can you write a paragraph on diaspora? As you have been able to write a summary, then you will be able to write a paragraph on diaspora very easily. How? You know, there are three parts of a paragraph: first topic sentence, then body, and then concluding sentence. Yes, the topic sentence is a sentence that tells about what we are saying something or writing something about. Okay, then as a topic sentence you can write down the definition of diaspora, and then in body you can write the different names and their description in the body, the different names of diaspora and the description with causes. And at last you will conclude the paragraph with a concluding sentence. That means you can make a remark, is diaspora good or bad for our world or for our country? So if you can do so, I think you will be able to write a good paragraph on diaspora. Okay, I think you will be able to write this, as we have already read the text and understood it. Okay, now we will discuss information transfer. That means we will learn how to complete a table. You will find this table in question number 2, and you know there is a table. Look at the board. In this pattern, read the text and complete the table with given information. Which information? Who, what, events, activity, where or place, when. Okay, that means we can find there are 4 columns in this table, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows in this table, and there are blanks in certain places like these are this. You will get 10 blanks in this way. Dear students, I know you have already practiced this kind of table in class 9 and 10, so you have the experience of completing a table. Yes, yet I like to say that completing a table is nothing but a completing a sentence. If you look at very well or attentively, you can see that this is a sentence, and this is a sentence, this is also a sentence, this is also a sentence, this is also a sentence, and this is also a sentence. So if you can complete this sentence, then your table will be automatically completed. Okay, now to complete these sentences, of course you must have a sound knowledge of the structure of sentence, and you also have the better understanding of the text. Okay, and in case of structure of a sentence, we know that at first we find two parts of a sentence, subject and predicate, and in this table, who or what, that means this is the subject part, and this subject may consist of one words or phrase or clauses, and then we find predicate, and you know the predicate starts with a finite verb, and then we find object extension, and in extension we find object, complement, adverbials, etc. And in case of adverbials, we also find different types of adverbials like adverb of place, adverb of time, adverbials of manners, and so. Okay, so if we notice, this column is subject part, and how we can get a subject? If we ask the finite verb with who or what, then we find the subject. Then this is the predicate part, and this predicate, this part generally starts with the finite verb. You look at this part, is used verb have been, starting verb, moved started with verb, have been, this also started with verb. So in case of filling this part, we have to start with a finite verb. Okay, and in this part, this is a part of extension, this is a part of adverbials, and this is adverbials of place, that means where, and this is part also adverbials, and it refers to when, that means time. We have to find out the time from the text. Okay, let's try together. No, at first you try yourself, you pause the video and take your textbook and you try to complete this table. Okay, and after you trying or after you completing the table, you will play on the video again, and we will match your answers, or we will try to answer this table together. Okay, dear students, I think you have already completed your reading and completing the table. Yes, thank you for your good effort, and let's try together. At first, number 1, we find who or what. There is blanks, that means this is subject part. Let's see what's the information later. We find is used to refer to people leaving their lands and setting in other parts of the world. Of course, we have got this part of this sentence in the text. Let's see in the text. So there is mentioned is used to refer to people who have left their homelands and settled in other parts of the world. So this part is mentioned, but blank is this part. So this is the subject, and we need subject part. So our answer will be the term diaspora. Let's write. So number 1, subject part, we find from the text the term diaspora. Okay, so have you understood number 1? Yes. And now number 2, this blanks is also in subject part. Let's see what information is given there. Have been studying the diasporas with interest. If we ask it with who or what, who have been studying or what have been studying. Okay, so let's match this part with the sentence in the text. Yes, we got. Have been studying the phenomenon with great interest. Have been studying. We find this. So who have been studying? Scholars. So this is the subject and we need subject. So we got the answer. The answer will be scholars. So number 2 answer is scholars. Okay, and in this very sentence we get another blank, number 3, and this blank is in the part of when. So when means time. So from this sentence in the text we have to search for time, সময়বাচক কথা আমাদের খুঁজতে হবে. Let's see, চলো আমরা দেখি টেক্সটের মধ্যে. Scholars have been studying the phenomenon with great interest only in recent decades. So this indicates time, in recent decades, সাম্প্রতিক দশকগুলোতে. And when? In recent decades, scholars studying. Okay, understood? Yes. So let's write number 3. Answer is when? In recent decades. Okay, now number 4, let's see the Jewish people, blank and blank. In this very sentence we also find 2 blanks. One blank is in verb parts or predicate parts and another blank in extension part or adverbials mentioning time. Here the subject part is given, so we need verb part. Let's see and match this part with our text. The Jewish people. Yes, there's the Jewish people who were forced to live. Who? This is complex sentence, but this is simple sentence, so we need not who. So we have to start this part. I have said you earlier that this part should be started with finite verb. Okay, so we have to start this part with this finite verb, were forced. So the Jewish people were forced to leave their lands. Activity, events or activity. That means what the Jewish people did. ইহুদিরা কি করেছে সেই কার্যকলাপটা এখানে লিখতে হবে. So we find in the text they were forced to leave their homelands. তারা তাদের দেশ ত্যাগ করতে বাধ্য হয়েছিল. This is the activity or events, ঘটনা. The Jewish people were forced. So number 4, were forced to leave their lands. So this is the activity or events and started with finite verbs. Okay, and in this very sentence there is also another blank, when. That means the Jewish people were forced to leave their lands. When? Jewish people তাদের দেশ ত্যাগ করতে বাধ্য হয়েছিল কখন? When? Time. Let's see if there is any time in this sentence? কোনো সময়বাচক কথা আছে কিনা? Yes, their lands in ancient times. Of course, you know ancient times. Ancient time means প্রাচীন কালে. So it's time. সময়বাচক কথা. So our number 5 answer will be in ancient times. Number 7. Sorry, number 6. Dash moved from Central Europe to dash thousands of years ago. Here the blank is in subject part and the predicate part starts with moved verb and another blank is in adverbials of place part and adverbials of time is given. So first solve this subject part. Dash moved from Central Europe. Let's match this part with our text. The movement of Aryans from Central Europe. So Central Europe is given there. Here moved has been used as verb, but here move has been used as noun. But in the question, movement has been used as verb. So movement of whose? Aryans. So Aryans, this word is the subject. So we got the subject, Aryans. So Aryans moved from Central Europe. আর্যরা মধ্য ইউরোপ থেকে মুভ করেছিল বা এসেছিল. So number 6 answer will be the Aryans. 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 Okay. So Aryans moved from Central Europe to where? কোথায় এসেছিল? We got this to the Indian subcontinent. So number 7 will be the Indian subcontinent. Okay. So we got the answer of number 7. Now number 8. The Palestinian diaspora. This is the subject part. So we need the predicate part, first part of predicate. That means this part will be started with finite verb. Okay, let's see. The Palestinian diaspora all over the world. So what's the events or activity? কি হয়েছে বা Palestinian diaspora কি করেছে? Let's see in the text. In the 20th century history, this is the time the Palestinian diaspora has attracted a lot of attention and been a cause of concern for world leaders. So we got here two parts, has attracted a lot of attention and been a cause of concern for world leaders. So this part we may answer it in two ways. In this way, has attracted a lot of attention, and we can also mention has been a cause of concern for the leaders all over the world. Okay, let's see. We can see both part and we can write both part, and or we can also write either one part of them. Okay, so our number 8 answer will be the Palestinian diaspora has attracted a lot of attention, a lot of attention all over the world. Okay, then we find another ranks in this part, and this is one part, time. So let's see if there is any time in this sentence in the text. The Palestinian diaspora. So the sentence started from here. So in the 20th century history, in 20th century, this is the time. So we need time when? So our answer will be in 20th century. In 20th century. Okay, and the last number 10, massive diasporas have been dash over the centuries. So massive diasporas have been. Let's match this part with the sentence in the text. Where is massive diasporas? Yes, there have been massive diasporas in Africa. So this sentence started with introductory there, and massive diaspora is after the verb. But in our question, massive diaspora has been used as subject. So massive diasporas have been when? In Africa. We need where or place. কোথায় ব্যাপক diaspora ঘটেছে? We need the place. So the place is Africa. In Africa. So our answer will be massive diasporas have been in Africa. In Africa, all over the centuries. Okay, dear students, I think you can understand how to complete this table. Okay, for completing this table, at first you have to understand the text very well, and you have to have the knowledge of sentence structure. Okay, let's practice the alternative question number 2. And this is flowchart. In our usual classes, I have said you what is a flowchart, how many kinds of flowchart, and how many parts of a flowchart. Yes, I said there are many types of flowchart, different types of flowchart, and I have shown you different parts of the flowchart and how to make a flowchart. Now we will try how to make a flowchart based on this very text. Okay, we have already understood the text because we have already read this text several times. Now let's first see the question. Question number 2, alternative. Alternative means you can get this type of questions or that type of questions. Okay, read the text and make a flowchart showing the factors of diaspora. One is done for you. That means first one is done for you, and you have to complete this flowchart. This other 5 boxes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 4 boxes you have to complete. Okay, now let's see what we have to write here. Dear students, in case of writing a flowchart, at first you have to see well what we have been told to mention. Okay, and where we will get it? We will get it after the word showing. So showing the factors of diasporas. This is the main thing. Factors of diasporas. Factors means the factors that influences diasporas, the factors behind diasporas, or the factors which are responsible for diasporas. In a word, factors means the causes of diasporas. So of course, we have got the causes or factors of diaspora in our text. Yes, one is given factors of diasporas. So in other boxes, we have to mention the factors or the causes of diasporas. Dear students, in our usual class I told you that you have to notice this first box very well. In which type this is given? Is this given in a phrasal type, or is this given in infinitive type, or is this given in gerund type or present participle type? Okay, or is this given in a full sentence? You have to notice it, and you have to follow to fill up the other boxes. That means you have to follow this, you have to maintain the same style in order to get the better credit. Okay, let's try. Again, you pause your video, and by reading the text you try to complete this flowchart. Okay, and after completing this flowchart, you will again play on the video and we will try together. Dear students, I hope you have already completed the flowchart. Okay, let's try. I told you in the class that there are three parts of writing a flowchart. The first part is heading, and second part is body, and third part is caption. Okay, and let's see, let's try to answer. The heading, we should start with the word mentioned after making the question. Of course, we will get the word a flowchart after making the question. So we have to start the heading with a flowchart. Look at a flowchart showing the factors of diaspora. That means this is the subject of this sentence, and where we get it? I get it after make in the question, and in this way, after make in the question, we get a flowchart showing the factors of diaspora. That means what is there after make? We have to write all these parts as a subject. So a flowchart showing the factors of diaspora has been made below. This is the heading. Now we will write the body, and I have told you in our regular classes that we can write the body in different ways, and I have shown you here two systems. System number one, that means we can write this body from top to bottom or downwardly, and we can also write this body side by side. Okay, in this part 1 2 3 4 5 6, but this is from top to bottom, downwardly. Okay, you can write any one of these two ways. I think this system or way is easy for you. Okay, let's see. Number one, it is given in the question paper. So if you write it or don't write it, doesn't matter. You will not get any credit for this number 1. You will get credit from number 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so we have to write the factors or causes of diasporas. Factors of diaspora: first, force, willingness, war, ravages of nature and globalization. Okay, so if it is in infinitive form, that means 2 plus verb, so we have to write all these in that structure, 2 plus verb. Or if it is in ing form, we have to write it in all the others in ing form. But as it is in a phrasal form or in noun form, so we can fill up it with a noun or a phrase. Okay, so our answer is factors of diaspora: number 2, force; number 3, willingness; number 4, war; number 5, ravages of nature; number 6, globalization. Or if the same answer we can write in this way: factors of diasporas: number 2, force; number 3, willingness; number 4, war; number 5, ravages of nature; and number 6, globalization. Dear students, in case of writing a flowchart, you don't forget to make the box and show the flow with an arrow. Okay, you must give it this arrow or box, otherwise you will not get any credit or number. Okay, and at last the third part of a flowchart is caption. Caption means figure. This is a figure. So what figure is this? Figure flowchart. Figure flowchart. Okay, so I think this system number 1 will be easier for you, so you will try to follow this system. Okay, now dear students, what we discussed today? We discussed so long how to write a paragraph on diaspora, and how to complete a table, and how to make a flowchart on the text of diaspora. Okay, now you say, how can we write diaspora? How many parts of a paragraph are there? Yes, 3 parts: topic sentence, body and a concluding sentence. And how many parts of a flowchart? Of course, there are 3 parts of flowchart: heading, body and caption. And how we can complete a table very well? Yes, we can answer the table by understanding the text and by understanding the structure of the sentence. Okay, now it's time for giving you homework. You will write a paragraph on diaspora. Okay, and number 2, you will solve the question number 2 of Rajshahi Board 2019. Okay, again 2 tasks I gave you. One is you will write a paragraph on diaspora, and number 2, you will solve the question number 2 of Rajshahi Board 2019. Okay, dear students, you will make a separate notebook on this English, and you will write the homework I give you in each class, and you will submit it to me when the college will be opened, and you will assess this. Okay, stay home, stay safe and follow the rules of health. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel Bijon Sarker. Okay, stay fine. Thank you very much. Bye.